Tucker Carlson recently had a guest on his X show where they talked about Obama snorting coke and having sex with other men while being married. Is this all true? Let's find out. Also in the news, we have Dr. Fauci back out of retirement to go on CNN for the last time, I presume, because the left is distancing themselves from him for a reason. Let's talk about all of that and more on today's episode.
Facts over tracks, isn't that spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
Okay, so the first story we have here is actually Dr. Fauci responding to a study on CNN saying that masks do not work. So let's watch this video here.
There's an uptick in COVID cases and a new variant called BA.286, some 3.5 years since the pandemic was first identified. But if public health officials feel it necessary to ask America to mask up again, how many would comply? According to Gallup, in the first 2 years, public confidence in the U.S. healthcare system has dropped from 44% to 34%. And Donald Trump took to Truth Social to again make the issue political, accusing the latest outbreak to be hype designed to impact the 2024 election.
But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates.
I am concerned that people will
Why
not
does he
abide
look
by
like that? Wait,
recommendations.
hold on.
We're not talking about mandates or forcing anybody, but
why is he looking like this? Why is a person on the left, obviously not Dr. Fauci, why is he looking like this? Because he looks crazy right now. He looks crazy.
When you have a situation where the volume of cases in society gets to a reasonably high level, particularly the vulnerable, those who are elderly and those with underlying conditions, are going to be more susceptible and vulnerable if they do get infected to get severe disease leading to hospitalization. We know that. That's a fact. We've seen that. So I would hope that if in fact we get to the point where the volume of cases is such and organizations like the CDC recommend, CDC doesn't mandate anything, I mean recommends that people wear masks, I would hope that they abide by the recommendation and take into account the risk.
Okay, hold on. Okay. You recommend stuff, blah, 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 recommend. Okay, so your recommendation then goes to the people in charge in our government, and then the people in charge in our government says, okay, well, since there's a recommendation, let's mandate it. So yeah, the CDC per se does not recommend or only recommends things. But then our government takes it upon themselves to then enforce mask mandates based on the COVID restrictions or recommendations that the CDC put forth. I just don't know how he's not understanding this.
Risk to themselves and to their families.
Brett Stevens in The Times talked about Cochrane. Put that on the screen. The most rigorous and comprehensive analysis of scientific studies conducted on the efficacy of masks for reducing the spread of respiratory illness, including COVID-19, was published last month. Its conclusions, said Tom Jefferson, the Oxford epidemiologist who is the lead author, were unambiguous. There is just no evidence that masks, make any difference, he told the journalist Mayan Demasi, full stop. But wait, hold on. What about the N95 masks as opposed to the lower quality surgical or cloth masks? Makes no difference. None of it, he said. Well, what about the studies that initially persuaded policymakers to impose mask mandates? They were convinced by non-randomized studies, flawed observational studies. How do we get beyond that finding of that particular review?
Yeah, but there are other studies, Michael, that show at an individual level for individual. When you're talking about the effect on the epidemic or the pandemic as a whole, the data are less strong. But when you talk about as an individual basis of someone protecting themselves or protecting themselves from spreading it to others, there's no doubt that there are many studies that show that there is an advantage.
Okay, so that doesn't make any sense. Dr. Fauci, you should know this because you're a supposed epidemiologist. Okay, so how does that make any sense? It works on the society level. It doesn't work on the society level. It works on the individual level. But on the individual level, we just proved to you that it does not work. So what are you trying to say? You're trying to just say, just do what we say and don't ask any questions, because when you ask questions, that makes me brain hurt, because me brain has to think of a reason for you to comply with my ridiculous mandates and recommendations. That's exactly why Dr. Fauci does not want to be questioned. It's because of the fact that he does not have any answers for what he's doing. He's pulling stuff out of his rear end, like we knew. Okay, this is 3 years after the supposed pandemic broke out. We have no indication that he actually knows what he's talking about. He's been in this CDC field for years, 30, 40 years, okay? What did he do while he was here? Nothing. And there's reports of him actually starting the AIDS outbreak because he's so old. Okay, he started the AIDS outbreak because of the fact that he released this virus to participating gay people, and then when they went to the gay bathhouses to have sex with each other, it spread like wildfire. He supposedly is responsible for this. With that being said, we know that we cannot trust Dr. Fauci. We know that the masks did not work. Why is CNN, out of all news organizations, covering this? Well, that's because of the fact that they want to act like they are nonpartisan and that they are for the truth. No, listen, CNN, you are 3 years too late. This is way too little, way too late. If you did this in the year 2021 or in the spring of 2020, that'd be one thing. But now this is a whole another can of worms because of the fact that you're doing this 3 years later. 3 years later, we are not having this. We do not believe you, okay? We do not believe that you actually are questioning the quote-unquote the science, okay? We know that you're just doing this for reasons other than, actually finding the answer. And it's clear as day that you're doing this for that reason. Now, the second thing that we wanted to cover here is the Tucker Carlson interview with Obama. Now, I do have my feelings about this. Now, the thing is, I don't believe it, okay? I don't believe it, and here is why. Okay, now let's think of this logically here. Do you really think that Obama, Obama introduced himself to somebody as Obama when he wasn't even going by the name Obama? He was going by the name Barry. Now, at this time of the interview taking place, yes, of course he goes by Obama now, but in the year 1990 or whenever the heck he said that 1999, by the 1999, Obama was not going by Barack. He was going by Barry. Barry is his real name. So that just tells you right there, there's some inconsistencies in his story and the actual, fact of the case. I don't think this holds any water. Now, Barack Obama, I'm sure he said in his own journal that he wants to have sexual relations with other men. He probably does every single day with Michelle. The thing is that this interview, though, I do not believe that 10 years prior to Obama running, actually, he sat there and he just did lines of coke. If he did lines of coke 10 years prior to him running as office, and we cannot tell that he was actually doing coke, then that's a great, crazy recovery story, because there's no indication of it. And he turned his whole entire life around. A former crack addict turned his whole entire life around and became the president of the United States. Can you believe that? No, I cannot believe that. Like, how can you expect me to believe that? Because that's absurd on its face. But, this is the reason, though. This is the reason why Tucker Carlson's giving him a platform, is because of the same exact reason why other media sources are giving E. Carroll, whatever the hell, the stupid person that said that Trump did sexual things to her inside of a dressing room at a fashion store in New York City before running for president. Because of the fact that girl, E. Carroll, got interviews on mainstream media outlets, this is the exact reason why Tucker Carlson is giving this person, which is the same exact level in every single factual indication, a platform. Now, here's the trailer here, which I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing because I don't even think that it's true at all, but it is worth a a watch at least, or the trailer is worth a watch.
You're just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
Yeah, pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go.
Even though you had sex with him twice, you did cocaine with him, watched him smoke crack twice, you had no idea who he was.
I had no idea who he was.
You just asked the obvious question, what was Obama like on crack? Is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time, and I would almost be willing to bet you it wasn't his last.
The guy's running for president, and credible information comes out that he's smoking crack and having sex with dudes. That seems like a story.
Well, it would be a story if the media really cared about...
Okay, so this is what I don't really get it. So looking at his face now, you're Obama, okay, right? The Obama that we know. You are running for president, or you're about to run for president 10 years prior. Now, you're going to do crack with him. He's missing teeth. You're going to have sex with him. He's missing teeth. He's obviously older than Barack Obama. I would say that he's maybe 50s. I think Obama, maybe he's in his 50s anyway. So I guess they're the same age, whatever. So they're the same age, okay? You're gonna have sex with him. I smell fish, and it's not the cod, okay? It's something smells fishy, and it's not the cod, okay? It's this guy. It's this guy.
telling people the truth.
Okay, so that's a trailer right there. Now, I want to believe this. I want to, but too many things are not adding up, okay? If too many things are not adding up, there can only be so many coincidences. Whoa, that's a coincidence. Wait a second. Now, this is a coincidence. No, you're lying, okay? You're lying. Now, the third thing that we're going to be covering, okay, is the situation that Joe Biden got himself into. Joe Biden actually got himself into a little situation, a sticky situation, because of the fact that he was at a ceremony. I can't talk. I'm turning into him, okay? He was at a ceremony, and he gave this guy the Medal of Honor, and then he just walked away. He just completely just walked out of the ceremony because he didn't want to stay to watch the guy get honored. I don't know. Everybody's just clapping, and then he just walks away. So, I don't know. Here's the clip here. We can explain it afterwards. And then he's just slowly just leaving. And he just walks away. Yeah, I don't know. The guy, this Taylor guy, I really do respect this guy. I feel sorry for him. This is the reason. I feel sorry for him because he just got the Medal of Honor. He worked his whole entire life. He earned the Medal of Honor because of the fact that he has so many badges on him. He's an honorable guy. The President of the United States believes that he's an honorable guy because of the fact that he gave him the Medal of Honor. But then he just walks away from him as he's being celebrated. That doesn't sit right with me. And that doesn't sit right with the media either because of the fact that they asked Karine Jean-Pierre, the world's best secretary, why this actually happened. And her response was saying, oh, everything went to plan. Everything exactly went the way that it was supposed to go. And because of the way that it was supposed to go, there will be absolutely no apologies. There will be no takebacks. There will be no redos. And Joe Biden stands for what he actually did. And that's it. No, that's not right. That's not right whatsoever. Because of the fact that Joe Biden is an incompetent person, he does not know how to honor our soldiers or honor the people that he even wants to honor. And he expects us to honor them? No, that's not right. on so many different levels, Joe Biden should be ashamed of himself. But with that being said, we're going to end off this episode here because of the fact that, as you can tell, we are in a brand new studio, so I'm getting all of the kinks straightened out. And with that being said, I'm going to try to make good quality episodes in this new studio. And because of that, we need some quality control. So I am going to end off this episode here, and we do have a lot more scheduled for Wednesday. I can actually show you guys the whole entire everything that we need to cover because we missed a lot, okay? I have a checklist of things that we need to cover, and more things are just being added to the list as we speak. So I'm thinking that Wednesday should be, you can keep going down. This is a long, long list of things that we need to talk about, okay? We have things to catch up on. A lot of things happened while I was gone last week. That's because of the fact that we were building this new studio. The wall behind me was completely disgusting, so we had to completely redo everything here. So with that being said, join me as the studio slowly gets better and better. New equipment keeps getting added so then I can keep making videos and episodes just like this for you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I hope they have a great rest of your day. If you did enjoy this episode, please like and subscribe down below because I do post new episodes of this show every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesday's episode will be a full episode. Thank you all for watching, and I hope they have a great rest of your day. Bye.